Anna, my dear friend, I thought I should write as soon as possible so that you wouldn't be distressed if word reached you about my ill health. It's been quite a week here in Joppa. I hope things are well in your village. Anyway, I should tell you about things that have been happening here. Life was going on just as normal. I was continuing to be blessed by having enough material to be able to sew clothes for the widows and the poor people of Joppa, and, well, helping them in any way that I could. I then started to feel unwell. I thought it was just a cold to start with, but I got sicker and sicker. I'm sorry if news of that reached you and upset you. I knew you wouldn't be able to travel to come and care for me, which is why I didn't send for you. Anyway, one day I felt really terrible. And then a strange sensation came over me. Everything went very dark and I felt like I was going somewhere, but I don't know where. According to the friends here, I was dead. Well, the next thing I knew was that I was speaking to Peter. Peter kneeling on a bed on the floor next to my bed, saying, "Tabitha, get up." Strange how some people call me Tabitha and some people call me Dorcas. Oh, that's really beside the point right now. As I said, Peter was kneeling next to me. You must have seen Peter before. You know, he used to travel around with that Jesus man, the one who did all of the incredible miracles. Anyway, I guess you're thinking, how could you be dead and now you're writing to me? Well, Martha, one of the local widows, she filled in some of the details for me. Apparently, my body was washed and placed in an upstairs room. Some of the disciples in Joppa heard that Peter was in a nearby village, so they sent 2 men to him and urged him, "Please, come at once." Peter came with them, and when he arrived, he was taken to the upstairs room. Apparently, all the widows stood around him, crying and showing him the robes and the other clothing that I'd made while I was still with them. Peter sent them out of the room, so Martha couldn't tell me anymore. But that's when I remember waking up anyway. Peter took me by the hand and helped me to my feet. Then he called for the believers, especially the widows, and he presented me to them, alive. He said that he hadn't done it. It had only been God's power that had brought me back to life. We've all heard the stories going around about Jesus and how he came back to life. Suddenly I realised it must all be true. Jesus really did conquer over death, and his disciples are proving it now by going all over the country and healing people in Jesus' name. Of course, people all over Joppa are hearing about how I was dead but am now alive. And so many more people are believing in Jesus. Do you remember how Jesus was always talking about God's kingdom? Well, when I died, as I said, I remember everything being so dark. I felt like I was going somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Now that I understand who Jesus is and what he did for me, I've decided to believe him and follow his way, which the disciples are helping me to learn about. I want to make sure that next time I die, which I'm sure is going to be for good, that I'm going to go to God's eternal kingdom, not into some unknown darkness. I want to bask in that light that Jesus gives. Peter's staying in Joppa for a while with Simon the tanner, so I'm just off to meet him now to learn more about this incredible Jesus and the life that he gives. I hope to be able to travel to see you in person very soon, to prove to you that I am alive and that I now follow Jesus. every blessing to you, my dear friend Anna. With love, Dorcas.